This is my £300 MR2 and it's a race car. AI is going to take over all our jobs. I've been expecting you. Wait, the bad guy's not Scottish. This is my £300 MR2 and as you know, it's a race car. So if you've been following the build, you know what I've been doing, but it's got a roll cage, which I didn't actually show you being fitted. And recently we fitted this. Ooh. Mishimoto radiator. So I got a lot of hate for fitting one of these, and everyone said to me, the bleed's gonna break, and the bleed broke. So, you know, this is my on-air apology. I'm very sorry. I will show you what happened now. So this is the bleed screw, or what's left of it. I don't know what happened, but I went to undo it one day and it was C-solid. And I was kind of like, I've got to get it out. So I got it out and it looks like this. There's no thread there. So I had to take a Mishimoto M12 sump plug, drill, tap, and use some ingenuity to get that to work. So that now works. That's actually really good. Bit of an upgrade, really. If you want to know how to do it, I'll maybe show you another day. But today we're going to be fixing the brakes. Now, obviously, PBS. So we've got some PBS ProTrack pads and some MTEC C-Hook discs with black coating, and they are going to go on the back here. Now these discs aren't horrible. The pads aren't horrible, but they are just cheap. They're Mintex pads and they are just like ADL discs. They're okay for road use, they've been absolutely fine, but I'm doing a lot more track days. I've got Kerber in a week, and then the week after I've got Cadwell for the sprint, and I wanted to upgrade them. So obviously it had to be PBS. So we've gone for PBS ProTrack, which is like a good fast road and track pad. But today we're going to be showing you how to do it. Now, job one of doing any brake job, take this off. Oh, that's nice shiny fluid. Because when you push the calipers back, you are going to push the fluid back through the master cylinder. And if you don't take this off, you can f the master cylinder, but also it will piss out everywhere. So you want to be able to suck it out if you can. Step two, jack up the car. Now, I have a ramp because I'm a fancy pants. I apologise for nothing. But get it jacked up, get the rear wheels off, and join me again in a second and I'll show you what we've got to do. Okay. And so with the wheel off, you can see what we've got to do. I've got to take off this spacer, which is just bolted on. And then behind here, there is one 12mm, which will flip this up and then push back. And then there's two carrier bolts, which I think are 14 or 17, I can't remember. As you can see, it's very dirty in here. Got the hell lines, 10 80 roll bar lengths, 10 flex Zs, and my white line 80 roll bar. Hands down, the best modification you can do for the cheapest. Buy roll bars. Oh, look at that. Someone's done a lovely job of welding that in. So we failed at the first hurdle. As you can see, these discs have got quite a lot of hot spots on them from where they've been on track, but there is no thread. Hi Fred. There's no thread left. No thread. Fuck's sake. There's no head left on that bolt. So I'm going to have to use a pair of moldies to get that off and hope we've got another one here. So that's now out. That was quite easy, but I don't know if you can see. There is no head. Someone's used mold grips to put them in before, and it's not even the right bolt. So I'm going to have to find a new bolt for that, so that can go in there for a minute. But with that out, you've then got access to your slider, which is free. You can lift this caliper up, and then this is going to be really difficult with one hand, so I'll put the camera down. But you lift the cable out the way, this will slide out the top, and then you're free to get to the pads. Let's watch, shall we? There's not much of that left, is there? That is well resting up here, so that's not got a strain on the brake hose, so we can leave that. So let's have a look at what we took off. So these are the discs. I don't know if you can see, let me turn on my lightsaber. So as you can see, there's a lot of hot spots on these discs. It's hard to see it in this light. There you go, that's better. Like I say, they're not really that bad, but you know, we've got some old Mintex pads. These were on the car when I got it. Just cheap and cheerful pads from Euro. We're going to be replacing them with PBS. Now, if you don't know about PBS pads or about brake pads in general, check out a video I did, probably when I started the channel a year or two ago. I'll explain about what brake pads are. In short, PBS, they've got a little moo graph on the back here, which is friction against temperature. These are ProTrack, which means they're good for road use and for track days, like occasional track days. If you're going hard and the car is just a track car, purely a track car, or you're doing circuit like kind of work, you want Pro Race, which is the next step up. But these things are mega. I run them on the GT4, I run them on here, I run them on everything, they're really good. So basically they're a cerometallic pad. You can tell the difference in the compound between that and this thing full of metal here. The more heat you put into it, basically, the better the friction is. Operating temperature is between 0 and 700 degrees, which means from cold you have a good brake pedal. How I'd kind of explain these pads is that they're like a stock pad. When they're cold, they don't feel any worse than a stock pad. But when you get heat in them, my God, they're good. Especially on track. In the Celica, I was blown away, which is why I brought a set for the front for the Celica, and I thought I'll try them, I'll go to Brighton, I did the sprint and won. I couldn't believe how good they were with some heat in it. So then I went out and brought the rears the next day. I've got front and rear on there. Fantastic. I then put them on here and did Cobra. Game changer. So this is why I'm putting them on the back, because the brakes are good, but I want them to be better. I am going to be swapping the fronts out. So the fronts are the fronts are ProTrack at the moment. The discs are just some cheap APEC discs. I think they're like 17 quid for the pair, because track car, you know, wasn't really fussed. I'm going to change the pads out before Cobra to Pro Race on the front, purely because that's brake pads. If you want any more information on brake pads, check out the video here. I don't know if I actually put a video in there. Good luck. And we're going to look at the discs now. Now these are a new thing that we've added here at Fen Sports. So these are MTEC discs. So these are black coated. All the discs are black coated. Only sell black coated discs, which means that they won't rust. So they won't turn like this and this. Give them some protection. And they are C-Hook. So that means that on this disc, instead of being drilled or grooved, they have little C-hooks which help get rid of the dust and get rid of the heat. Basically what happens is when you get brake fade, it is a layer of gas that has built up between this and the pad surface. And if it can't get rid of it, that is what brake fade is basically. So these little hooks help to get rid of it and get rid of the heat on the disc. Now I just like them because they're f***ing cool and, you know, they don't look like that. So these are super cheap. I can't remember exactly how much they are. I'll put a link here. In certain applications, like the GT4, the stock discs have now been discontinued, so there isn't any other option. So that's why I kind of got them on hand. So we are going to show you how to put this back together now. Now the first thing you want to do is get some brake cleaner and clean off this surface and the inside surface where the brake pad's going to be. Just get any oil or crap off of there. Then we're going to put the disc back on. We need to wind back this caliper. We have a special tool for this. Where did I put my special tool? Huh, there it is. In here. Yes, I did bring the right box. Look, it's my new shifter. Anyway, so this is a wind back tool. Basically what happens is you put this pad bit in the back, choose the right fitting for the front, and then you basically just wind the piston back in. Because it's not a normal caliper like you would have on the front where you can't just push it back in, it's on a gear, that's the word, gear, so it turns back in. So basically what you want to do is you want to turn that caliper pin, that piston back in all the way, put the pads in, just touching the pad and it's not binding. They have a little cutout, so the inside pad has a little nubbin, which locates in this little hole here, or here. So you've got to make sure that when you turn it around that it's located in there, otherwise you'll push the pads at a weird angle. Okay, I think we're ready. Actually no, we're not, because I need to find the shims that I dropped on the floor when I took the pads out. So I'm going to find them, and then I'm going to clean the carrier, which you should also do. This is the carrier. So I dropped a shim that goes in here. I also have a handbrake cable to do, but if you know anything about MRSs, you have to drop the fuel tank to do the handbrake cable, so I'm not doing that today. There you are. Shim. Now you're going to ask me this question. Which way round do these go? Now I'm pretty sure. Hello. I'm going to have to Google. Pretty sure it's been so long since I fitted C-Hook discs. Should we ask Gemini? Which way round does C-Hook discs go? Come on. She's thinking about it.
A few moments later.
AI is going to take over all our jobs. Oh yeah, this is the way it goes around. So it goes around like that. Yawn. Right, let me clean these let me clean them. Fucking I have a stroke or something. Let me clean the carriers up. Then I'll wind back the pistons. I'll show you how on the time lapse. Not very interesting. We'll put it back together, and then the other side I'll do without you watching because no one cares. Join me in a minute. Caliper is now wound back all the way in. You want to check that your slider is free. I don't know if you can see that, maybe. Sure. I've cleaned up the bolts. I'm going to put a little drop of Loctite on them when I do them up. I found this bolt to replace whatever this concoction of shite is. This is the tool for winding it back. So basically that goes in the teeth, that jams against teeth in the caliper, and it's left-hand thread, so it just winds back. You can see from the fact that she's about as straight as I am. Ha! Gay! So let's get these on. The carrier's cleaned up. It's got a little bit of copper grease in here because I now have my ceramic grease. And I put some rubber grease on here for the slider because don't put copper grease on rubber boots because it will make them go all funny. So let's get it all back together, shall we? Woo! So this side's back together. What I had to do was wind that caliper right in, and it turns out that right in was the right place. If I go half a turn out, it was too tight, so I wound it back in. That's now spot on. That side's done. I'm gonna do this side now, and then I'm going home. I'm very hot, as you can probably tell. It's freaking boiling today, I'm sweating. Oh, hello children. Right, so that's done. What I'm going to do is lower the car down, pump the brake pedal to push the pistons out, and then we'll come back and check that they're not sticking. Let's get it down. Roll bar. It's the door. Bing, bing. I really need to set the speaker up. Do not operate this yet. Fine. The fluid is high, but you know, that'll go. Done. If I start this up and get the old servo going. Bing, bing, bing. I love these seats. Whee. Oh, that pedal's hard as a rock, man. Oh, well, clearly that one's going. Cool. Okay, so I've just got to get this down on the floor, torque the wheels up, go for a drive, close the bonnet, that would help. Oh, pain. It's hot. About to run out of battery as well. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. You've learned how to fit some brakes. You've learned about pads. pads. Buy PBS pads. Come see me and buy some pads. I've just brought a load more stock today. Discs and pads are changed. Let's go for a road test and see what it's like. So I was just about to go and I realised I missed quite an important fact. So they are brand new pads and discs, so you need to bed them in first. Now, those discs have a black coating, so for the first 100 miles, you need to take it careful. But you want to do gentle braking, no hard, like when you come to a junction, try and use the gears to slow down. So just remember that, because you will ruin your new discs and warp them. So remember, 100 miles, easy braking, get rid of that coating, and then you can go hard. There is a specific bedding in procedure for PBS pads, which you can find on their website, but I just take it easy for like 100 miles and then, started going from there. All you're doing when you're bedding in brakes is getting a layer of pad on top of the disc. It's quite hard to explain. I'll put a picture here. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Okay, bye. For more videos, click here. To subscribe, click down here. If you've got any questions, let me know down here. If you want to call me a down here. Okay, bye.